classes.
Hi, my name is Bree Chamberlain. I'm a health coach and I am here with the Desire Company. For this class, all you need is your Manduka meditation cushion, your Fit Simplify resistant loop band, and your Manduka yoga blocks. Also, I'll be using my Lululemon yoga mat towel and also my 4W yoga mat. So we are going to begin today in a seat. So you can sit on your cushion and just take a moment to find a good position. So kind of move around a little bit, feel where your seat sits comfortably. And we're just gonna start to close our eyes here. And before we start this practice, we're gonna bring all of our awareness to our body and to our breath. So place both hands on your belly. And we're going to begin with a box breathing. So we'll be inhaling for 4, holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing this breath for one more round, allowing your shoulders to relax here. And then bringing your breath back to neutral. We're gonna place our hands at the top of the mat so you can flicker open your eyes and just start to move your body now to your mat. We can move our cushion out of the way. Your hands are gonna be nice and long in front of you, knees out wide, big toes touching. Send your hips back towards your heels and allow your forehead to rest down on the mat. So you guys have it down, inhaling for 4, holding for 4, and exhaling for 4. We're gonna do 3 full rounds. And as you breathe, I want you to feel your spine lengthen, feel your hips open, feel your belly rise and fall on the tops of the thighs. And then on your last round, really release all tension. And on our next inhale, we're gonna come up to a tabletop position, stacking your shoulders right over your wrists, knees hip-width distance apart here. Keep the tops of the feet flat on the mat. And from here, we are going to drop our belly, gaze up to the sky for cow pose. So we're really rotating our shoulders back and allowing our spine to lengthen. And then exhale, pushing through the shoulder blades, really separating them nice and wide. Bring your chin to your chest, pushing all the air out. And then inhaling again, dropping the belly, gazing up. And then exhale, pushing through the hands, bringing your chin to your chest, engaging your core here, and flowing with your breath for 3 more full, deep breaths. And you can start to move your body, maybe side to side, maybe roll out your head a little bit. Really just take this next few moments to do whatever feels good for you. Just finding that breath and movement here. Lubricating your spine and massaging those organs. And then once you're done with your last round, we'll meet back in a tabletop pose. So make sure your fingers are spread nice and wide here. We're gonna tuck our back toes and just hover your knees about 1 inch off of the mat. Engage your core here And then slowly start to walk your hands back to your feet, allowing your heels to fall to the floor. Keep your legs bent. We're just gonna let our head hang heavy, so just go ahead and shake it out. Make sure you're not holding any tension here. And then grab opposite elbows, really grounding through all four corners of your feet. And then you can grab opposite elbows for just one more deep breath. And then we will slowly release that. Take a deep inhale in. And on your exhale, let's slowly roll it up. And I want you to think about each vertebra in your back, just stacking one by one as you slowly let your head come up last. From here, we'll do a deep inhale, raise your arms up to the sky. And then we're gonna shift our weight to our left foot and just slightly step forward with our right foot. I'm gonna take a moment to adjust here into your lunge. Make sure your hips are facing forward so you can grab your hips and turn them to the front. Knee is stacked right above the ankle here. Arms up, one breath. And on our exhale, we lower our hands down to a runner's lunge. Now we wanna make sure that we're sinking into this left hip flexor. So really allow your back leg to relax. Sink a little bit deeper. We're gonna be here for 3 full breaths. So filling all the way up through the nose and then out through the mouth. With each exhale, you should feel your body just sinking a little bit deeper. Making sure the crown of your head is forward, straight line from the tailbone to the crown of the head, always. We want to make sure we have a nice oxygen flow. So try not to round through the spine or tuck your chin in during most stretches. Go ahead and lower that back knee. Untuck the toe. From here, we are going to heel toe our right foot out to the side and allow your toes to just point a little bit at a diagonal towards the top corner of your mat. We're gonna lower down to a lizard pose. Now, if this is too much for you and you can't go down to your elbows, that is okay. That's what we have these blocks for. So you can go ahead and take your blocks, take 1 or 2, and you can just lower down to here. And maybe after one breath, you might feel like you can go a little bit deeper. So then maybe you take 1 away and then you just have 1. And then maybe that feels good after a breath. And then you can lower all the way down. So you feel whatever your body needs in this moment. Last breath here. And then we'll press our hands back up. Go ahead and lift your right hand up and just heel toe that right foot back in between your hands. Take a deep inhale in. And then tuck your back toe as you straighten your front leg, flexing your toes towards your face. This is going to be a half split here. So we are going to really lengthen through the spine, shine the crown of the head forward, chest is up, and then we're slowly gonna walk the hands out to the front and allow your top half to hang heavy here. This is another chance to use these blocks if you have them. So you can place them on the sides, and then you can do the same thing. So if you have a hard time touching the floor here, use your blocks. Completing those 3 full breaths. Allowing your chest to fall deeper with each exhale. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and bring your foot flat. If you've been using your blocks for your half split, you will probably need it for this as well, so go ahead and leave them here. You can scoot your back leg forward, triangle forward fold. So if you have your blocks, leave them here, and go ahead and just fold forward. You do want your back foot just a little bit at an angle, pointing to the corner of your mat. Make sure your hips are squared forward. 3 full breaths. allowing a little micro bend in that front leg. And then on your exhale, let's bring that left foot forward. Forward fold. Grabbing the backs of the calves. One deep inhale in. And then on our exhale, we slowly roll it up again. Bringing the arms with you, gaze up, inhale in. And then on your exhale, we are going to step the right foot back into a lunge. So making sure again that your left knee is stacked right above your ankle here. Holding nice and strong for that full breath. And then we're gonna lower the hands down into our runner's lunge. Keeping a straight line from your tailbone to the crown of the head, nice and strong. And then on that exhale, go ahead and lower your back knee. Untuck your toe. And then we're gonna heel toe that left foot out, making sure our toes are at a little bit of a diagonal again towards the front corner of the mat. And then taking the same thing that you did on the other side. So a lot of us are more flexible on one side than the other, which is okay, but we want to try to make it as similar as possible. So if you came down to your elbows, do that again, holding for 3 full breaths, and then slowly pushing it back up, lifting that left arm, and framing your foot. On your inhale, tuck that back toe. Exhale, pull the left toes off of the mat for your half split. Again, using your blocks here if you need to, reaching out, lengthening out the spine first, and then slowly allowing your torso to hang heavy. Next, inhale in, we're gonna come back to a flat foot. Go ahead and scoot that back leg forward for your triangle forward fold. Using your blocks if you need to, just right beside you. And allowing your head to hang heavy for 3 breaths. Sometimes stretching is more uncomfortable than exercising, but it makes us more comfortable with dealing with the real world when we focus and we overcome these challenges. Next, inhale, bring that right foot to meet the left foot for a forward fold. Grabbing the backs of the calves, inhale, filling all the way up. And then on your exhale, I want you to pull your body as close as you can. You can have a little micro bend in your knees here. Go ahead and place your hands down to the mat. We are going to step our left foot back, then our right foot back. And then I want you to just slowly lower down to your belly. So just as slow as you can, keeping your elbows nice and tucked, and then releasing. We're going to take our right ear down to the mat, and there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can have a straight arm. Try it with a straight arm first, and then you can try it with a bent arm if you can take a little more. So we're gonna place your hand right underneath your armpit. We're gonna take our left foot and we're gonna swing it over and across our body. So this stretch is really gonna help release any tension in our chest and in our shoulders. So you can press it deeper by pushing through this left hand. Make sure your right ear stays down to the mat and just really focusing on that breathing here in your belly. If that was too easy for you, you can take another variation of bringing your arm out to a right angle. So you'll feel that a little bit more in the chest. So take a moment to feel that out, and then we're gonna switch it to the other side. Reaching the arms forward just to reset. Forehead down to the mat. 1 inhale in, and exhale out. And then bringing that left arm out to the side. Right arm comes down, right to the armpit. We're gonna lift the right foot up and over. Remembering that if this is too easy for you and you need a little more intensity, then you can always take your arm, bring it to a right angle, and then push it over, just making sure that that left ear stays on the mat. Focusing on that breathing for 3 breaths. And then slowly releasing, bringing that leg back around, forehead down to the mat. Deep inhale as you reach and stretch forward. And then exhale, we're gonna bring those hands right by our rib cage for a cobra. So I want you to bring your toes together, but we're not really gonna focus on squeezing any of our muscles in our legs and not in our glutes. So really just pull the shoulder blades together, lift the chest. Try not to put any weight into your fingers, keeping your forearms as close as you can to your rib cage. Holding for 3 breaths. Maybe close your eyes. And then exhale, just release everything. Feel all of your muscles, just relax and lengthen out. From here, we are going to move our hands a little bit more forward. We're gonna come into a Sphinx pose. So a couple of things to focus on here. We wanna make sure that our elbows are right underneath our shoulders. Palms are gonna be flat on the mat here. You're gonna rotate your thighs so that the outsides of your thighs are rolling inward. Try to rotate your tailbone towards your pelvis. And then we're gonna pull our chest forward, gaze forward. So you should feel an activation through your entire body here, but rotating those thighs out and then squeezing your abdominals and really pulling yourself forward through the elbows and shining the crown of the head up. If this feels too easy for you, you can push up. And then you can always move your hands back as well. This is pretty advanced, so make sure that you are flexible enough to take this modification. Otherwise, stay right here. Finishing that last breath, we're gonna lower all the way down to the belly. Send those arms straight forward. Deep inhale in and exhale out. And then we're gonna slowly walk those hands back up. I just want you to push up and back. We're gonna come to bring our left knee right in the middle of our hands here. And then we're gonna flex those left toes. Then take your right foot and you're gonna swing it over the top. And we're just gonna try to get our knees stacked. If you do not look like me, that's okay. You can always move your legs out a little bit further or in a little bit closer to your body. So take a moment to get used to what feels good for you. Now we're gonna take our right arm. We're gonna turn our palm facing to the side. Take a deep inhale as you stretch up. And then we're gonna round it down and around our back. Your palm is gonna be facing in. Now, this is where one of these comes in handy. If you do not have as much of mobility in this area, you can take one of these or you can take a towel and you can raise your arm up, palm facing in. Go ahead and give this back hand your band and pull wherever you're comfortable. So this just gives you a little extra length if you need it. Otherwise, if you can, you wanna try to interlace those fingers. And then if you feel like you are able to, you can start to fold forward. If this is too much for you, you can stay sitting up straight. And if the arms are too much for you, you don't have to do the arms. You can have their arms straight out beside you. Just keep your chest up. Maybe you lower a little bit forward. Just find whatever feels good for you. Now you're going to take your hands, this is a fun little party trick, and you're gonna walk them towards the left side of your mat. Allow your right foot to fall flat and come up to your left toes and just walk all the way over nice and slow. And then you will end up on the other side here with your legs already stacked. That's a fun little trick you can show your friends. So we're gonna do the opposite side here. Once you get settled in, just remembering the knees stacked on top of each other. You're gonna raise that right arm up, turning the palm to the side, thumb facing down, bring it around your back, and then palm faces inward. Inhale, raise that left arm. And then exhale, clasp the fingers or use your band or your towel, taking one moment to fill up with air and oxygen, and then folding forward if you feel like that is in your practice today. Remembering that if this is too much for you, just stay seated up, allowing your glutes and your hips to release. And then on that next inhale, we're gonna raise it back up. Slowly release your hands. We're gonna bring them back up to the sky. And then I want you to start to shift your weight back to your tailbone. Allow your legs to release here. They're gonna go straight out in front of you. And from here, we are going to take our nice little band and we're gonna wrap it around our feet. I want you to bring your shoulders down your back, and you can hold this any way that you want, depending on how flexible you are. Leave a little bend in your knees. You can even shake them out a little bit if you want to. Deep inhale, chest up. And then on your exhale, fold forward, not rounding through the spine. So if you can touch your feet, you don't need your band. But if you are more back here, if you normally grab onto your shins or your ankles, use your band to help pull you forward. Holding here for 3 full breaths. Noticing your hamstrings lengthening with each exhale. And then on your next inhale, let's slowly raise it up. You can take off your band. We are going to lower all the way down to our back. And then our arms are gonna come out to a T. Palms facing down. I want you to lift your knees and your feet so your knees are stacked right above your hips here. And try to keep them at a right angle. Take a deep inhale in. And on your exhale, we're supine twist over to the left side. Gaze over your right shoulder. Try to keep your right shoulders down on the mat. Any muscle that you're trying to stretch or lengthen, bring all of your awareness and your breath to that area. And then on your next inhale, we're going to be coming back to center. Taking one deep inhale here. And then exhale, let's lower it over to the right side. And then keeping that left shoulder blade down on the mat, palms facing down. Checking in with your body, how you're feeling right now compared to when you first started this stretch. And then slowly bringing it back to center. We're gonna grab our knees and we're just gonna do little circles. So focusing here on just massaging out that low back. Just a couple of times. And then we will give ourselves a nice squeeze, just hugging everything in for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release everything down, palms facing up, allowing your heels to hang out to the sides, your feet to relax. Closing your eyes here, finding a feeling of gratitude for these arms and legs that we're able to stretch and twist. Allowing your body to just sink a little bit deeper into your mat with each breath. placing one hand on your heart and another hand on your belly. So feel your hand rise and fall on your belly, your hand on your heart, feeling your heartbeat. If your eyes are closed, you can flicker them open. And then we'll do one nice good morning stretch by reaching our arms behind us, spreading the fingers nice and wide as we point the toes forward, just lengthening out as much as you can on your inhale. And then on your exhale, release it all. We're gonna take our knees back into our chest and just rock back and forward. Massage out the spine a couple of times there, and then you will meet back at a seated position. Taking one more deep inhale here, just as a reset, a cleanse. No matter what time of day it is or where you are right now, allow this breath to reset your mind, your intention of your day. And as you exhale, I want you to release any stress, any worry that is not serving you. And I hope you enjoyed the full body stretch, and hopefully you're feeling like a little more movie and a little more groovy. So thanks for joining me.